Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am here today to present a proposal on how to rehabilitate Baguio and turn it into a model city that will benefit the residents and its visitors. I am happy to present this concept called the no-build zone. Hello, my name is Joseph Claridades and I am a business process analyst, and this is my proposed plan to rehabilitate Baguio City. For the past many years, what did we see happening around Baguio? Here are some remarks: traffic gridlock, poor enforcement, and commercialization of parks. All these remarks are due to overdevelopment. And overdevelopment brought with it overconsumption, overpopulation, and overshoot. Before I left the country, Baguio is known to be the summer capital of the Philippines. After 24 years, I came back, and it seems that Baguio has earned new trademarks. From a 2013 memorandum, Benigno Simeon C. Aquino III, former President, Republic of the Philippines, said that the city of Baguio, summer capital of the Philippines, has lost its rustic charm and is very much different from the Baguio known before. On August 13, 2014, the Manila Times Online, architect Felino A. Palafox Jr. wrote, "The city has now become the center of business and commerce, known for its thrift shop, Ukay Ukay. Baguio City is slowly losing its character as a vibrant and green city for residents and visitors alike." And on April 22, 2018, Baguio Midland, the City Environment and Parks Management Office, also known as SEPMO, said, "Mines View Park, already delisted as a park, it has been consumed by commercialization." Faced with a serious problem of overdevelopment, a problem that is difficult to comprehend and to address properly, the approach taken to develop this model is to first identify areas that requires improvements that will deliver efficiency. So what is the difference between effective and efficient? Effective is defined as successful in producing a desired or intended result, while efficient is defined as achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort or expense. To elaborate further, an example is provided in the next two slides. This is a Google map of intersection at Ben Palispis, Palakbak, and the road going to Green Valley. The blue line indicates the flow of traffic coming from the city, and the yellow line indicates the flow of traffic coming from Tuba. This slide is an example of an effective road design. All roads are able to provide access to motor vehicles. Vehicles are able to transverse to the other side effectively. So, guess how many conflict points in this intersection? First, what is a conflict point? A conflict point is any point where the paths of two through or turning vehicles diverge, merge, or cross. So, how many conflict points? There are 15 conflict points identified, which means that this intersection is prone to accidents and traffic gridlock. So, using the same Google map, let us redesign this intersection by adding safety or speeder markings and add an island to help direct the flow of vehicles. And now, let's add road signs to guide motorists of what to do and not to do. So this is the new flow of traffic coming from Tuba, and this is the new flow of traffic coming from the city. So how many conflict points do we now have in this design? We were able to reduce the conflict points from 15 to 6, thus improving the safety, streamlining the flow of traffic, and making it easy for motorists to use the road. This is now an efficient intersection. The no-build zone is actually a collection of solutions that is aimed to rectify the problems of Baguio City. Given the time constraints and the high degree of technical details, I will only show you an outline of the proposed solutions. Here are the solutions that can turn Baguio into a model city. First up on our list of solutions, historical preservation. Formation of a historical committee will be a standards writing committee that is responsible for the development of the Historical Preservation Code for Baguio City. The Historical Committee is also a regulatory reform vehicle for the local government and reports to the mayor. The committee consists of a chairman, other local government departments, and civil society representatives. Regulatory reforms may include, but not limited to, job placement, funding, maintenance, preservation, restoration, and cultural tourism. It is crucial that we invest in regulatory reforms focused on protecting our historical sites, as these are pieces of political, military, cultural, or social history. Historical sites contributes to our cultural identity and to our sense of place. Smarter roads is about making improvements to the existing road network. Improvements that will provide facilities to aid our motorists, provide safety for pedestrians and cyclists, improve mass public transport routes so residents will be encouraged to leave their cars at home, facility for the disabled, and most important is to improve emergency response. Introducing higher parking fees and levies to promote free 3-hour parking to address parking space shortage and ease road congestion. To decongest the CBD area, we need to modernize the public transport system and reduce the volume of private vehicles. Having a city center bus system to replace the jeepneys just within the CBD area will reduce the number of vehicles that traverse the CBD area. Jeepneys will continue to operate, although they will be limited outside the CBD area. The city bus will provide both free and paid, and a timetable for both bus and jeepneys will be available so commuters can plan their day easily. Baguio needs to have its own waste management services. Here shown is a picture of the old Irisan dump site. We need to convert the Irisan dump site for it is currently expelling toxins in the air and underground. Toxins such as methane gas and leachate. Leachate is a toxic liquid that comes out of all that compressed trash. Baguio must have its own solid waste processing center, and converting the Irisan dump site into a modern landfill will be beneficial to the city and the environment. It is also proposed that a new segregation scheme to promote efficient waste recycling, efficient waste segregation, and efficient waste recovery. Plastic waste management. This proposed plastic waste management is a solution wherein manufacturers and consumers are given accountability. Accountability that will ensure that plastic waste are correctly recycled or disposed. The model will also promote the idea of making money off garbage. In this model, we introduce the 5R behavior: refuse, reuse, reduce, recover, and recycle. These are the schemes proposed under this model. There is a need to regulate businesses from using single-use cling wraps or small plastic bags. This type of plastic waste can easily find its way to the ocean and harm marine life. The overdevelopment problem faced today was also due to poor building permit process. This new building permit solution is an environmental enforcement and assessment process, ensuring that land use developments are standardized based on the National Building Code, barangay overlays, and local ordinances. Building assessments will now be based on two levels: the design documentation and the construction documentation. A principal certifying authority will be responsible in assessing construction compliance based on the National Building Code and the local ordinance. The overlay solution maps the different features of each barangays that also need to be considered when developing land. For example, excavation, flooding, heritage, or building character. An overlay is used when developing land and may apply to all part of the property. The property may also be affected by more than one overlay. Overlays may affect the type of category of development assessment. An overlay will contain design requirements specific to the barangay, such as building height, landscaping, or vehicle access. Based on recent storms, Baguio experienced floods, and this could be attributed to the decrease in green areas that can absorb rainwater. We need to recover these areas and regreen them through placemaking and demolition of non-conforming structures. Increasing the percentage of green areas in every barangay will also restore environmental harmony. The regreening performances is going to be part of the overlay maps. The word sustainable is a commonly heard amongst politicians and corporations when they want something developed. UN World Commission on Environment and Development defines sustainability as development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. However, the overdevelopment of Baguio was driven by the myth: to be sustainable, it needs to pay for itself. In other words, sustainable just means it pays for itself. However, not everything that pays for itself is necessarily good for the environment. Along this line, should we then say that overdevelopment can be considered sustainable simply because it generates income for its operations? This is why, when reviewing the current state of Baguio City, it can be concluded that the LGU failed to deliver a sustainable Baguio because right now the people are in a difficult situation to live comfortably and in harmony with the environment, and this will continue on to the future if not corrected. Baguio is at the state of overdevelopment, and sustainability will not help improve this current situation. The keyword that will save Baguio today is preservation. The design of this solution is to form a preservation board, a standards writing board that is responsible for crafting of the preservation code for Baguio City. The board is also a regulatory reform vehicle for the local government and reports to the mayor. The board consists of a chairman and other local government departments and civil society representatives. This committee will create the preservation master plan that will include areas that needs to be protected from any form of developments. These protected sites are aquifers, reservoirs, tree reservations, and other sites key to preserving the ecosystem of Baguio City. Crafting of policies need to change. Currently, the participation of the community is only during a public hearing, and the level of involvement is minimal. The propose is, the, is for the community to be more involved in regulatory writing by making civil society representatives part of the committee. Each solution has a target key rehabilitation objective. This will provide a means to measure the success of each solutions. Repair. The objective is to correct the wrong, to provide a better, reliable, and efficient mass transport services. Restrain. The objective is to place control points and to slow down urban development to allow management of resources and to maintain the ecosystem. Preserve. After the repairs and implementing the restraints, the final step to rehabilitation is preservation. The objective is to ensure continuity for the future generations. Now you have seen in high level form the solutions that are proposed. So, how do we implement these solutions? Here is our vehicle towards implementation, the no build zone model. The no build zone is the mechanism to implement the solutions designed to rectify Baguio's overdevelopment aimed to control and slow down urban growth to deliver continuity for future generations. On the left pane is Baguio rehabilitation. The focus is to review and deliver robust and efficient processes, implement design changes that will turn Baguio into a model city. And on the right pane, LGU rehabilitation, the focus is to audit and investigate corrupt practices inside the LGU that led to the failure of a sustainable Baguio. Under the Baguio rehabilitation, the civil society sector will be engaged as part of the team that will formulate and create solutions. Solutions developed are implemented by the LGU under the supervision of the national government, while under the LGU rehabilitation, apart from reviewing and auditing the current LGU system, a judicial committee will be created under the jurisdiction of the DOJ. And this committee will fast track the judicial process to avoid delays in demolishing non conforming structures. The main reason why we are asking the President of the Philippines to temporarily declare Baguio a no build zone is to repair the mistakes made by the LGU. Restrain corruption to maintain a certain level of honesty within the government sector. And critical to the rehabilitation of Baguio is preservation and not sustainability. We need to restart preserving our history, culture, environment for the future of our children. The advantages and disadvantages of the proposed no build zone. What are the advantages of declaring Baguio a no build zone? It will remove process red tapes, restoring green Baguio, and rectifying road network. These are key deliverables for addressing the problems of Baguio City. What are the disadvantages in declaring Baguio a no build zone? It is an additional cost. We need to learn new processes. There will be positions made redundant as a result of process redesigns. There will be people who will need to be relocated and moved to a safer location. Now that you have seen the solutions and the model to implement them, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And I wish, after witnessing this keynote presentation, that you will find hope that Baguio can still be saved. Please support our HID to declare Baguio a no-build zone. And please, don't forget to sign the petition if you support the cause. Thank you.